Well, we got a question from my friend Ricky. I know Ricky. It is Ricky from the night group of the Inner Circle, round 4. My question for the podcast this week is this. So if you want to join Ricky, Ricky's just a delightfully fun young man, hardworking, great sense of humor, really is a boon and a benefit to our group. And Ricky, I really appreciate you reaching out. If you want to be in the Inner Circle, it's the email, the address to find it, get on the waiting list, danjohninnercircle.com. I'm pretty sure that it's wrapped up for this next group, but we'll have another group in the spring. So sign up now. And it does close fast. I mean, really fast. Okay, now Ricky's question. I heard you mention that you have about 40 kettlebells in your gym. No, I have 35. Why do you exaggerate? Which of these bells do you use, and which movements do you prefer with each bell or set of bells? Okay, the most common, so we have 4 20-kilo bells, and most of the time, for most of the people, I've noticed, and this is the last few years especially, that the 20-kilo bells get used the most with the men in the group. And I also noticed, just because I got this question in time to see what the women were using, I noticed that the 10s, the 12s, the 14s, and the 16s tend to get used the most by the women. And if you want to, I mean, honestly, and I tell people this, if you want to start your own kettlebell gym, buy a bunch of 20s and a bunch of 10s at first, because that's just about perfect for most people. Today, we use the 48s. I had my throwers doing suitcase carries with the 48. If you ever want your day ruined, watch my female athletes pick up the 48 and go for a stroll with it, suitcase style. And even I get a little bit like, oh man, I got to get stronger when I see that. When we get close to certs, I do see the 24s, 28s, and 32s get used a lot more. For things with double kettlebells, the 20s and the 24s are used the most often. With the 28s, if I'm doing a heavy clean kettlebell clean and press workout, I will definitely use the 28s or the 32s. Just kind of depends. Honestly, it kind of depends on what's going on. There are times where, the double 32s feel like picking up a car, and there's times where double 32s feel like the way they're supposed to. So when you're talking about things like general workouts, let's just say this, for the men, the 20s, for the women, 10s, 12s, 14s, 16s, and we have all those. One of my favorite workouts to use all the kettlebells are called conga lines. Dun, 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 dun. And what we do is we take all the bells, and for those of you who've been at the gym, we put them on the side of my driveway and then down the sidewalk. We try to have no order whatsoever. Never go light to heavy on this, and don't go heavy to light. Have random order. One of my favorite things to do is put the 48 next to the 4. And then what we do, Ricky, is this. Since I have 35 bells, that's an odd number. So if I start the exercise with my left hand, when I go through all 35 bells, I start my next round with my right hand. And so on bell number 1, the first round I go left, right, left, bell 1 left, bell 2 right, bell 3 left, bell 4 right. When we get back, I just remember to start with my right hand and I can go. Wonderful for clean and press. And yeah, I got to tell you, have clean and pressing the 48 with my left hand and then stepping over and clean and pressing the 4 kilo with my right hand, it really does impact the way you think. I think it really helps with your timing on lifts too. It's a phrase we call taming the arc in the kettlebell community. It is when you have a huge bell, obviously you're going to hit it hard, when you have the next bell that's, 44 kilos lighter, that's a lot of weight, you still have to tame the arc. So clean and press is a wonderful workout. Goblet squats is phenomenally interesting workout. We've done this with swings for 10. Now, what's interesting about that, when you get to the 35th kettlebell, we're not going through it twice. That's your 350. If we do a set of 10 with each bell, that's 350 swings. So swings work well. Snatches, it won't. There's just too many bells that are. I mean, everything up. I mean, even the 28 can be problematic in a snatch workout when you're coming in fatigued. Clean and press, squat. You can do swings. You can do deadlifts. And by the way, if you can't swing a bell, you just deadlift it. But these conga lines are probably one of the best. There's no secret. I've talked about it for years. But you do need to have a fair number of bells. Now, in this magical gym I just invented, and here's a moneymaker, is that you could go 10, 20, 10, 20, 10, 20, or something like that. And that would be interesting. But yeah, bells that aren't used very much, we have some crappier, not so good bells that weigh 20 and 25 pounds. Those are by far the least used bells. And I guess really the 4 kilos almost never used. You'll find the 4 kilo used in a flexibility movement in my gym, especially if someone's trying to get like, it's not just a windmill, but it's like a windmill where you're really trying to stretch out this whole section of the shoulder. The 4 is light enough and safe enough to use. So the least used bells, the crappier 20, 25 pound bells, the 4 kilo bell, but every other bell, there's certainly exercises we can do it. I have those double 36s that I attempted to do the armor building complex with. And I'll tell you one thing, the ABC with double 36s is eye-opening. So good question, Ricky, and I look forward to seeing you again soon, okay? Thank you.